So Donald Trump's tariffs have destroyed the economy for farmers in America. Those white farmers yell, scream, holler. And so now Trump says, hey, I'm proposing $12 billion in a relief package. He's describing it as a lifeline for growers affected by rising costs and trade policies. Now, mind you, he said, oh, no, that my tariffs are going to do wonders for the American economy. Ask those who grow soybeans. It's happening all across. We're talking Nebraska, Idaho, Illinois, Virginia, Iowa, Wisconsin, Georgia, all these places where we have farms, they're getting screwed because Donald Trump's idiotic policies are screwing them. Oh, beef prices. Then he cuts a deal and bails out the Argentinian economy and then says we're going to buy Argentinian beef. Oh, yeah, all of this. This schizophrenic trade policy has caused massive harm across the country. Now, this one-time payment will be distributed through the USDA's new Farmer Bridge Assistance Program. That's what they're calling it, okay? But you got some farmers already saying, wait a minute, how this going to help us with crops for next season? Now, it also is a significant requirement to qualify for this assistance. Farmers must already be registered in the USDA system and must report their acreage. This is where black farmers have expressed concerns the system fails to adequately support them. John Boyd is president of the National Black Farmers Association. He joins us now. So John, explain to us what that means. What's the issue with the reporting of the acreage?
Well, here's the issue, Roland, and the president Trump gave out $30 billion under his first term as president. He bailed out farmers, and he tried the same card that he tried right now, the tariff mess with China. Roland, do you know I was selling soybeans for $16.80 a bushel when Trump came in the first time? The price dropped all the way down to $8 a bushel, and at some point, lower $7 a bushel.
Wow, cut by more than half.
50% in half, and white farmers keep saying they are voting for Trump. They voted for him 3 times because he's good on agriculture. Do you know who was president when I was selling soybeans for $18 and some change? Roland, take one guess.
Obama or Biden?
Barack Obama, 2012. The highest prices in U.S. history was under a black president. His name was Barack Obama, and I hope this spread across the internet like wildfire. So the president sold out white farmers. For Argentina, he gave them $40 billion. Yes, and then they turned around and started selling soybeans to China. So they took the money and they took our contract and all of that stuff, Roland. The president got played. And then white farmers, as you know, for the first time, been out here 42 years, Roland. I've never seen white farmers on every network. Every network.
Oh, no, they have been crying. They have been, oh, my God. And not only that, you have these white farming groups. They've been going to CBC members, man, what can y'all do? And I'm like, hold up. Go talk to the white MAGA folks y'all voted for. These folks voted for MAGA. In the town where Tyson's in Nebraska shutting down one of their plants, that county voted 72% for Trump.
And Roland, they voted for Trump not one time, not 2 times. They voted for him 3 times. They voted for him 3 times. And when I came out for Harris, I came out for Harris swinging and campaigned for, endorsed to the whole 9 yards. White farmers were calling me and said, well, Democrats ain't never done nothing on farmers. They don't even talk about farmers. But guess what? This president is sending them into bankruptcy, farm foreclosure, farm suicides. All of those things are happening under his watch. And every press conference this president starts out with, he says, Sleepy Joe Biden did it. Joe Biden did not impose tariffs on China. This is Donald Trump's whole bread and basket. This is his baby from A to Z, Roland, and it happened from January to now. So within a year's time, this president is putting white farmers out of business, and his vice president, J.D. Vance, is buying the land under his company called Acre Trader. Y'all look it up if you don't believe me. So they got a master plan here, And what I'm telling black farmers is, no, man, apply. They're banking on you not to apply. Go into those local offices. Matter of fact, Roland, I'm going tomorrow. I'm going to my local office tomorrow, and I'm going to apply. They are banking on black farmers not applying. They are banking on black farmers to miss the deadline, and they're banking on us not to go in and get farm serial numbers, report. We're going to do it this time. We're going to fix their ass, because, look, that's how they leave us out, and they know that this system that's in place is geared up for white farmers.
Yep.
Now, there's some stuff on the internet right now, Roland. I want to clean it up. This is not slave reparations. This is not a court case that you opt out of. It's not. It's not any of those things, Roland.
Yep.
It's a Trump created program, and it's called Farmer Bridge Assistance Program, where he's going to compensate white farmers for the mistake he made. Now here's what happened. He created this trade fiasco. He created the problem with tariffs and all this stuff. And then we turned around and had to pay tariffs on all of the parts that come in. And when my combines go down road, and I have to wait for parts to come from other parts of the world because we don't make them here. And then I got to pay the money. I got to pay extra money for these parts, man. So everything that that's happening on my farm right now, and I want to make something clear because, man, I read these comments, man. You got the baddest damn show on the internet, the baddest show that speaks directly into the heart of the black community. And they asked 2 or 3 questions at the same time. Did board vote for Trump? I did not vote for Trump. I supported and endorsed Harris. That's the first thing. Is Board really a farmer? Yes, I'm really a farmer. I'm a 4th generation farmer. My daddy was a farmer. I come from the Board plantation. Our family farm has been in our family for over 100 years. And yes, I raised soybeans, all of these things. So I read those comments and I get so irritated out of the same ignorant question. They deserve what happened to them. I don't deserve this stuff. Donald Trump did this stuff. That's the first thing. We are dumped in this thing, and I'm saying because we're dumped into it, I want black people, black farmers in this case, to flood the offices and apply. Flood the offices and apply, and if you don't get it, me and Roland are going to help hold our USDA accountable.
See, this is the thing that really irritates me. I've seen all the stories you mentioned. These white farmers, we don't want a government handout.
Yes, they do.
You got one last time. Second of all, people really don't understand the power of the Department of Agriculture. Yeah. They don't understand that. Listen, under Biden, then Congresswoman Marsha Fudge, she didn't want to be Secretary of HUD. She wanted agriculture, and she fought hard for agriculture. People have no idea that white folks, white farmers, they have controlled that USDA budget, the subsidies that they have gotten, the internal bank in the USDA that's funded all sorts of projects. And so folk need to understand this ain't some canned goods and some bushels and some oranges. No, we're talking billions upon billions of dollars that white farmers have controlled, and they ain't never wanted black folk to have a foothold in the USDA.
And you know what, Roland? Thank you for that plug. And listen, when Biden, and you helped me do this, man, to your credit, $5 billion that we lied before we finally got it done for black farmers and returned our land out of federal inventory. White farmers could have said, hey, you know what, board, how can we help you implement this, man? The black farmer's been done wrong. How can we help you do this? Instead, Stephen Miller went out and found white farmers and sued us in all these federal courts, blocking the aid to black farmers. But now they want all this money from the federal government when they're in trouble, Roland. I ain't never seen that one white farmer get on television and say, you know what happened to Board and them was bad, man. And people say, boy, you never explained the discrimination. Roland, they spat on me, spit, depending on what part of the country you're from, in his office. He spat in his tobacco can. That's what he told the people. Went on my shirt. They called me a nigger openly. I took him to court. The court said they only did it one time so they can do it. They tore my application up and threw it in the trash can in front of me. And they would only see us one day of the week, Wednesday. Wednesday, one day of the week, and we had to come in the back door. This happened, Roland, in my lifetime. So I get it when black farmers say, hey, boy, I don't want to go back in that office anymore. I don't want to apply. I don't trust them. But yes, I get all those things. But don't leave the money on the table, man.
Right.
Don't leave the money. We got to set that. Look.
For everybody watching, John sent me this earlier. This is a video of his farm. So all y'all people who are on social media who love running y'all mouths, stuff along those lines, this is video of his farm. That's cattle. And let's take that, for example. We're talking about the cattle. Beef prices. I mean, beef prices have absolutely just collapsed. And again, Trump is sitting here, and he's been so arrogant saying, oh, yeah, y'all pipe down. I'll deal with y'all.
And you know what, Roland? And listen, there's a brother, man, up in West Virginia. He voted for Trump. I told him not to do it. Coal miner, hauling coal, and farming. His truck has been parked since Trump got elected. And you tell him not to do these things, Roland. I was telling him, but guess who was screaming at him? You was. You were the guy out there screaming on social media every day, don't get duped by Trump, and they done it anyway.
That's what we kept saying. We got a shirt say hashtag, we tried to tell you. Like we told y'all, he screwed farmers last time.
Yes, we told them. And look here, everything this president has touched in agriculture has went from bad to worse. Soybeans, China, corn, Mexico, fertilizer, Canada, beef cattle. Now he wants to give the beef cattle business. He wants to buy that from his buddy in Argentina because he says, oh, I want to be like Trump. That's what all you got to do is say you like Trump and Roland, he wants to do business with you.
That's all you got to do.
He's playing black people. He got at that press conference last week and said, black people love me. Man, we got to hold him accountable. We don't love your ass.
Nope.
He needs to stop saying it. He needs to stop playing on it. Black people don't love him, man.
Yep.
The problem was we didn't come out enough to help elect Harris.
Well, yeah, that was an autopsy on the race, Democratic autopsy, showing there was a 6.8 million voter drop from Biden to Harris in 2024. This is from The Nation. They have this piece here called "White Farmers Are Getting a Taste of Their Own Medicine." Yeah. Trump's tariffs and immigration raids are driving the latest farm crisis. White farmers have stood by him year after year and still do. And this is the whole thing right here. The governor of Nebraska earlier this year called Trump and said, hey, man, can you please stop these immigration raids? He said that we've lost 6% of our state gross domestic product because we don't have anybody to work the farms. Let's just be real clear. All of these white farmers who are sitting here saying, shut the border down, they have been hiring and they have been making money off of the work of illegal, of undocumented workers. That's what they've been doing. So the same people now who are complaining about how they can't find folk to work, we are hearing this, Nebraska, Mississippi, all these states. So it's like, oh, I don't want to hear anything because you may have to file for bankruptcy because you don't have any workers. You voted for this. Then it's like, well, no, I voted for this, not for that. It all came together. And this is the last time, this is what's crazy to me. I'm going to use a football analogy. The last time he was there, so he ran these plays in the first half. Now we're in the second half, and you shocked he running the same play?
The same play. And you know what, Roland, what kills me is he wants to give white farmers from South Africa.
Yep.
That's what I call them. I ain't giving them that fancy name. From white farmers from South Africa. He wants to bring them he's bringing them to the United States, giving them a fast path to citizenship, and want to give them homesteads and land out of inventory at USDA and grazing land from the Department of Interior. And he wants to get rid of Ethiopians. He wants to get rid of Somalians. He wants to get rid of Haitians. Anybody that look like me and you, they got a deadline to leave this country, man. But they say, oh, it has nothing to do with race, but you only bringing in white farmers from South Africa, and you're going to give them a fast path to citizenship, and you want to take and get black people out of this country, man? We got to say hell no to this kind of rhetoric.
This article is interesting. This guy, Caleb Ragland, he's president of the American Soybean Association. says that farmers are going to lose about $44 billion this year. Look at this here. Ragland, for example, supported Trump dating back to 2019. Trump won a majority of USDA farming-dependent counties ahead of his first term. And within years of assuming office, his trade wars drove American farm exports to China down from $19.5 billion to $9 billion. That's a loss of $10.5 billion. Ultimately, farmers saw a decline of $27 billion in agricultural exports, nearly 71% of that attributable to soybean profit loss. But guess what? Ragland, a soybean farmer, still turned right back around and voted for Trump again in both 2020 and 2024. Here again, he was just one of many. Farmers increased their support. This is crazy. They lost money under Trump, massive, made money under Biden, but they increased their support for Trump by 5% in 2020, hitting 76% support, and then increased it again in 78 to 78%. And so it's like, oh, and then he got 80% of these farmers' votes. And now y'all want to go on TV weeping and moaning and gnashing of teeth. You literally voted for your own demise.
They really did, Roland. And you know what kills me is the only thing that this president is doing that he said he was going to do. First of all, they didn't want me at the meeting because I was trying to get in there. I was trying to say this is where we need to move and all this stuff. They didn't want me in the meeting. And it said something about they want to get away from DEI and all this stuff. Roland, ain't no DEI on my farm. My cows eat the same amount of hay as white man cows do. My tractor burns the same amount of fuel as a white farmer's tractor do. I got the same high cost that white farmers do. So why can't I have a seat at the table to air our grievances about what's going on in our particular population of black farmers? Because we got a whole set of different problems. Companies don't want us. They want to dog us. They want to dump on us. Government dumped on us. They don't want you at the table. They don't want us to apply for this money. And that's why I'm going to keep hitting that name, because I know This is the way to get it out there. Go in and apply. I'm going in tomorrow and apply. It's called Farmer Bridge Assistance Program. Take your information in there and sign up. And if they tell you, come back and let me and Roland know, because we're going to hold their ass accountable, people.
Absolutely.
But you can't get it if you don't apply.
Yeah.
People out there telling them, don't apply. This is about slave reparations. Pay me $100, $500. Don't pay nobody a dime. It's free. Get up and go to your local farm service agent. Yes, the same people dogged us. Go back into those offices and put the ink to the paper and sign it at the end. And then if you don't get your money, you call us and let us know.
So this is from USDA.gov. Of the $12 billion provided, up to $11 billion will be used for the Farmers Bridge Assistance Program, which provides broad relief to United States row crop farmers who produce barley, chickpeas, corn, cotton, lentils, oats, peanuts, peas, rice, sorghum, soybeans, wheat, canola, cram, flax, mustard, rapeseed, safflower, sesame, and sunflower.
Yes.
Then it says farmers who qualify for the FBA program can expect payments to be released by February 28th, 2026. Eligible farmers should ensure their 2025 acreage reporting is factual and accurate by 5 p.m. Eastern on December 19th. 5 p.m. Eastern on December 19th. Today is December 15th. So, folks, you got till 5 p.m. Eastern by Friday. And then the remaining $1 billion of the $12 billion in bridge payments will be reserved for commodities not covered in the FBA program, such as specialty crops and sugar, for example. And so, again, if you have any questions, folks, to submit questions, justification for USDA Farmer Bridge Aid, or to request a meeting on Farmer Bridge Aid, producers can reach out to farmers. Y'all emails right here. Farmerbridge at USDA.gov. Farmerbridge at USDA.gov. John, final comment.
And Roland, I want to go a step further. This is my official statement on this on your show. Farmers go in and apply. We're not opting out anything. This isn't slave reparations. Stop spreading that false story on the internet. There is no money to apply. People charge $100, $500. Don't do it. It's a scam. It's free. Go into the local office, apply, and for those people who putting out that bad information, shame on you. You know, God got a special place for people like you. Stop doing it. Go into the office and apply. If you don't apply, you can't get it. This is John Boyd, president and founder of the National Black Farmers Association, and this is my official statement on Roland Martin, the right outlet to get this out to Black America.
All right, John, we appreciate it. Keep up the fight. We're staying right with you.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you very much. I want to bring in my panel real quick because, folks, what we're talking about here is, look, it's real. Dr. Ome Congo, being a senior professor at Lecture School of International Service at American University, author of Lies About Black People, How to Combat Racism out of D.C., Raven Schwam Curtis, content creator and keynote speaker out of Chicago, Teresa Lundy, principal founder, TML Communications out of Philadelphia as well. Raven, I'll start with you. Listen, he's wrecking the economy, pure and simple. This ain't even a conversation. And the thing is, these white farmers, it's just kind of like, oh, let's just keep just destroying ourselves. They keep voting for this fool, and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened again.
What gives? Yeah. You don't get to be woe is me and then make decisions that create the woe is me conditions. You know, pick a struggle. Can't be both and, it's either or. Roland, I think you were really poignant in your sort of original comments on this, that this is a traditional Trump tactic. He manufactures a problem. He offers a solution or a partial solution or approximation of solution on a silver platter, pretends that he's doing some grand favor for us, and then uses that for great press, right? For good headlines that he really needs in a moment where he's getting a lot of bad press because of his failures around the economy and a whole host of other issues. So I think that's important to point out here first and foremost. I also want to ground us in some historical context here. We're talking about an industry in this country specifically built on the backs of our enslaved ancestors, right? It's not an accident that the vast majority of farmers in this country are white. That is the direct result of indigenous genocide, land theft, and the enslavement of our ancestors to procure mass wealth for white people in this country with no reparations for us, still fighting for that. There are programs that are starting around that, but certainly a fight that still rages on. So I just want to ground us in that truth. And to John's point, I think it was really important that he's calling our community in, right? Get this money while the money is good. Get this money while the getting is good. I think that's an important call in. And I also want to name it's understandable that our community is deeply skeptical, of various apparatuses in this country, whether it's the medical system, whether it's USDA. There is deep historical precedent for that. There has been and continues to be deep betrayal. And I think we have to recognize, when it's important to tap in and engage with resources that are critical for the growth and sustainability of our agricultural industry and for Black farmers.
It really is insane listening to these people, Ome Congo. Mm-hmm. I have seen more white farming tears on these TV shows, and I'm sitting there going, you contribute to your own demise. Like you really did it yourself. And what I've said to the Democrats is, y'all should say it. Y'all should look. Matter of fact, every time I see one of these stories, these some sorry ass reporters, they should open up and say, before I begin the interview, did you vote for Trump?
Yeah. It's real. And some will say, I've seen some of these interviews as well, and some will say, well, we all shouldn't be grouped into one area. We all shouldn't be labeled as the same. But you did this, like as Farmer John said, not once, not twice, but 3 times for this individual who played you the first time. If these guys voted for him the first time around, I don't know what their problem was, obviously, but you can get a pass for messing up your vote. But when you do it 2-3 times, you're committed to this guy. They chose whiteness over everything else, period, bottom line. Some of them, may have gone with Biden, a little bit in 2020. But when it came down to it, they went with whiteness. And they felt like this guy was going to take care of them. And I didn't realize you started off the segment by saying that some of these guys are now going to the Congressional Black Caucus, looking for some assistance and whatnot. So hopefully that means that they won't file any lawsuits this time around once Black people start trying to get their money. But with Stephen Miller around, you never know. These guys, look, I wouldn't be surprised, Roland, if some of these guys got Trump 2028 hats. That's how deep this is. And that's why, like you said, the Democrats got to be calling them out. The reporters got to call them out as well. This is a time for accountability. And just like Trump, people who did vote for him don't want to take accountability for what they did to help get us into this mess and to get them into a mess. And for Farmer John to say that prices were better for him 10 years ago when Obama left office, that should be all of the advertisement that you need right now. But they don't want to do it because they're sticking with him because whiteness prevails. And we have seen time and time again, Roland, many people will sacrifice their own lives for whiteness to prevail, even if they are not going to benefit. It's Lyndon B. Johnson all over again about teaching the lowest white man he's better than the best quote-unquote color man. He'll let you pick his pockets.
Teresa, and Democrats should be hammering these folks on this repeatedly.
You're absolutely right. If this wasn't a gift to the Democratic Party, that's something that, if I'm the Democratic Party and on that communications team, I would be actually looking at facts in and around our local neighborhoods and our certain districts. I know in Pennsylvania, we have rural and urban areas. And in some of these areas, in these rural areas, we have a lot of farmland. And so there are a few farmers that want to, quote, get in the game. But with Trump's bill and what they're proposing, they won't even have a chance. And so if I'm a Democrat and we know that in some of these counties where these farmlands are happening, and then we keep, saying diversity and inclusion and unity is our top priorities, then we need to really have a clear understanding of what that looks like and break it down so people understand why this matters. I think your guest was spot on when he said, listen, the scams and the gimmicks are A1 and really determining about this application. Like, the application process is free. Information is free. It's just the way it's disseminated, is for those who know and those who don't. But again, I think this is a real opportunity for the Democratic Party to really bring some of these national issues right at home, as we all just suffered some food insecurity in our own neighborhoods and communities.
This is your chance to own a piece of the creator economy. And with Start Engine, investing in Fanbase couldn't be easier. Just visit startengine.com/fanbase and click Get Equity. Opportunities like this don't stay open long, but your investment can help build a platform that pushes the future of social media forward.